Welcome to Home Biz Tax Talk. My name is Lysandra Everett, and I am the Home Biz Tax Lady. Home Biz Tax Talk airs Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock-ish. And when you tune in my show, you're going to hear about topics that are important to the home business community. And today, I want to talk about 5 ways that you can save money with tax reform. Now, tax reform, it was big news in the process, where the going back and forth between the House and the Senate and who's going to win and whatnot. But the final bill was signed into law December 22nd, 2017. So a lot of that went into effect January 1st. And because it's died down, people are kind of starting to not talk about it because it's not much, is really prevalent in the news anymore because all the fighting is stopped. Okay, but now is the time to really be talking about it because everything is in effect for the most part. Okay, so let's talk about 5 ways to save money with tax reform now that it's here. So number 1 is you want to resolve any child claiming issues. If you are not with your child's mother or father, if you guys have had fights about who's going to claim the kids, or y'all are rushing to see who's going to file first to get to claim them, y'all need to cease and desist, okay? Because number 1, this is why those refunds are delayed, because people were claiming kids they have no business, okay? If you don't have that spelled out in some kind of agreement, decree, or whatever, figure it out before you file, all right? And there's actually a form you can get the other person to sign that says that they're not going to be claiming the kids. There's an actual form for that, because what happens is if you have 2 people that are claiming the same kid, both of you are going to have to provide proof that that kid lived with you. You're going to have to provide proof. If you can't provide proof, you will have to pay money back, and you will be prevented from future claims of the child tax credit or, earned income tax credit if you're doing some fraudulent stuff. Okay. I found out that a lot of tax professionals will not even deal with earned income tax credit because of the liability issue of, when people are doing just funky stuff with their taxes. So you want to get that figured out now before the filing starts, because if you sit there and 2 people file, that's just going to drag it out even further, and it's just ugly, okay? Be grown-ups and figure it out, all right? So that's number 1. Number 2 is to get new W-4s, for my employees and for business owners that have employees. You need to get new W-4s. Those will be issued the end of, I do believe they're planning for the end of this month, at the end of January or the beginning of February, for the new W-4s to be available. I checked this morning. They're not available. It's still in the draft state. So just so you know, I did check because I wanted to know. But anyway, so you need to get the new W-4 and learn what the adjustments are, because the IRS still has to, they're still figuring out the math on how they're going to do the withholding according to the new tax reform. And so you really want to get a new W-4, and you want to fill that out, because one of the things that people don't realize with the tax reform is there's no more zero tax bracket. Okay. It's with the, prior to 2018, there was a zero tax bracket. Now there is a minimum of 10% tax bracket. So everybody's going to be paying, people that are normally did not have to pay taxes may actually, be paying 10%. All right. But you want to make sure you adjust your W-4 so that it's in line with the current withholdings, because that's going to put more money in your pocket, which leads me to number 3, discipline yourself to save this extra money. Okay. Because with the new withholdings, you are going to see more money in paychecks. Okay. Now, the thing about that is our tendency is when we get extra money, we go and buy new stuff. I'm going to ask you to resist the urge to buy new stuff and discipline yourself to save and invest. act like this money isn't even showing up. Put it into retirement accounts. Start investing. You can start small with investing, because see, here's the other thing that's not widely known. These tax cuts that we're having right now, there's a sunset, December 31st, 2025. So at the end of 2025, if Congress has not done anything, we're going back to the way we are pre-2018. Okay, so each of the tax brackets got a tax cut. All of those tax cuts will go back to the original tax brackets, where the top rate is 39.6%. Okay, so this is the time, if you're getting extra money in your paycheck, to really start doing some things differently. Please do not go out and just go buy stuff all willy-nilly. Let's start really talking about ways to save, preserve wealth, start to build wealth for your families, because the corporate tax cuts with tax reform are permanent. Individual tax cuts going away in 8 years unless Congress does something. And we know how that works sometimes. All right. Number 4, get expensive medical procedures done in 2018 and 2019. One of the changes in tax reform is that the floor for your medical deductions is 7.5%, which for 2017 was 10%. They're lowering the floor to 7.5% for 2018 and 2019. So this is your opportunity. If you've got expensive medical procedures to get done, this is the opportunity to get that done, to be able to deduct those costs possibly, because I don't know how much your medical procedures are, but if it's going to cost you some money out of pocket, 2018 and 2019 are the times to do it, because starting 2020, that floor is going to be 10%, and that's less money that you get to deduct from your taxes. All right. So that's number 4. And number 5, if you are a business owner, especially, and I even say this for people who aren't business owners, but hey, I'm the home biz tax lady, so home business owners, y'all are my squad. You need to consult with your tax professional. Period. End of story. Okay? Because one of the things that you're going to find out is whether you're dealing with somebody who just does taxes and is a tax professional. And the reason I give that difference is because people who just do taxes, they let the software do the work for you. They're not really interested or have spent the time to learn what's going on with tax reform. That is not where you want to be. We are early on in the year. Okay, you need to find out how your tax life is going to change from 2017 to 2018. And so you need to book time with your tax professional to review your taxes over the last couple years and how that's going to change for 2018. All right. If they have not read, then I highly encourage you to get with someone who has. One of the things that you can do, and one of the things I'm offering, is my webinar, 2018 Tax Code Demystified. All right. That's happening January 18th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's where I'm going to go over all the changes and show you examples of how this math is going to affect your money. This is stuff that you need to know, because the days of just doing stuff all willy-nilly in your business is absolutely done. D-U-N, done. Not D-O-N-E, D-U-N, done. Okay? It's time for you to really start being serious about the financial side of your business. It's not just the making of the money. We got to make money. And for real, you need to start making some money. You got to make money, but on the back end, you got to be able to know how to keep your money and how these taxes are going to work for you. Most of my clientele are pass-through entities. These are your single member LLCs, your sole proprietorships, your partnerships, S corporations. All of these are pass-through entities, and you need to know, based on your structure, how tax reform is going to affect your business. You're going to have to know a little bit more about your business than you had to before. Seriously. Okay. So I encourage you to get your seat in the webinar. It's $47. Okay. So you can pay $47, get smart, or you can pay $200, $250 for a consult. My consults for 2018 are $200. So you can book me for $200. I'm happy to sit down with you, or you can get on this webinar for $47. You do the math on that and what works out for you. But going forward, you need to be smarter about these changes so that you know how to effectively manage the finances of your business. You need to know what the states are doing. Like, just to give you an example, states are looking at increasing employment taxes because business owners can write that off versus state and local tax deductions. Who knew that? Give me a 1 if you knew that states were looking at raising employment taxes. Who knew? Right? So it's not in yet, but this is the thing that they're looking at as an option for business owners to be able to deduct more taxes because the state and local taxes have been capped. Right? So, so January 18th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Book a seat, get smart. You're going to have a workbook. There's going to be a recording, and there's going to be a Q&A session as well. So if you've got specific questions, you get the opportunity to answer them if I don't answer them on the webinar. And if it's something that I don't know right off, I'm happy to check it out and get back to you. But listen, regardless of how you do it, whether you get on my webinar or you go get on somebody else's webinar or you book a consult, you need to talk to somebody this year going forward about your business to make sure that you are operating properly and know the correct things in order to get the maximum benefit from tax reform. Okay? Woo! All right, you guys. So that's it. I hope this helped you out. Hope you got some value. So thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of Home Biz Tax Talk on the Road. I appreciate you hanging out with me, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.